Here with baseball head coach Adam Piotrowicz. Adam, fall ball underway and getting ready for the season. 2024 season is coming up on us soon. What's your initial thoughts through practice so far?
Pretty good. The energy's been high. It always is coming back from Christmas break, but we've got a lot of older guys, and I think last year was a big step for the team as far as the first 500 season and almost 15, 20 years and kind of getting over that hump to where now I think this year there will be there's a higher expectation level for our team and for our guys, and then everybody together kind of has that same attitude and same goal. We understand that we aren't going to be able to sneak up on anybody. We have offensive players coming back. We have key pitchers coming back. It's a very talented group, and we kind of scratched the surface of that last year. And coming up here this spring, I think everybody's just hungry to get going.
Teams are always changing year to year with graduates and new additions. Who are or is someone that you've been seeing through practice so far, whether it's a returner or a new guy that you've been impressed with so far?
I think all of our freshmen have kind of shown their ability and showed why they're here and are advanced for how most freshmen are. Ben Cohaney's stuff on the mound is electric. Ryan Jarvis, Austin Cicerone, Lucas Mead, Dave Morosky, all advanced approaches at the plate, all know what they're doing baseball IQ-wise and are ahead of how I would say most freshmen are. But even more than that, we've got a lot of redshirt freshmen from last year, guys who were talented, but because of how deep we were, there just wasn't the innings for them, or a couple coming back from injury. Chaser Amon has been really, really impressive in the live so far, and also swung it well this fall as a two-way dual type player. It's a very good group of young guys. So not only are we very talented now, but the future's also just as promising, and we should be able to build on our success from this year.
On the other hand, any returners that you see coming back that you've been liking so far or have been stepping up and maybe even in a leadership role too?
I mean, it's tough to pick one because we have 7 returning hitters who hit over 300. We have all-conference pitcher of the year. We have one of the best closers in the league. We have guys like Nick Bastian, who's one of the best left-handed relievers out of the pen that can come in and give you 2 or 3 innings. Jackson Decker is built off of a really strong summer season and had a great fall. Had just through live 2 days ago, had another impressive outing. Hayden Yachek is back. Colin Cornwell, Brandon Shire, Connor McLennan's an anchor in the middle of the infield. I mean, I could sit here and talk for 10 minutes about the returners that we have. We're that deep, and as coaches, we sometimes look at each other and kind of pinch ourselves because it just seems too good to be true, just with the veteran group that we have this year coming back and the success that we had last year, and to still have the majority of those guys back. We're pretty lucky. We're pretty fortunate and pretty excited about where we could go this year.
Non-conference games coming up first, and also the trip to Arizona. What's one of those first games that's kind of like a measuring stick for you with your team?
Findlay will be a good measuring stick. We played them in 5 games last year. We played them 4 times down in Florida, and then we played them in a midweek game here. We won that series 3-2, and that one's a little special for me just because their head coach was the first guy that I worked for in this profession. So to be able to go up against him and compete against the guy who kind of showed me the ropes is always pretty good. And they're a very talented team, and just like us, they have a lot of veteran bats coming back, and it'll be a good test. And they were ranked in region last year and had a chance at an at-large bid and made a deep run in the GMAC. So that'll be a great test for us. And then we go to Cedarville, which they got the best of us last year in a 3-game series. And then immediately after that, we'll go down to Maryville, which is another in-region opponent. We play a round robin against 3 different GLVC schools and play 4 games against them. So it'll be a good schedule. Last year was a good schedule. I think a lot of people didn't realize that out of our 49 games, 33 of them were against either teams that were ranked in their region, were ranked nationally, or were a Division I school like Central Michigan. So it's another very, very competitive schedule, and we do that on purpose. We want to challenge ourselves early so that when we step into conference play, we're ready to hit the ground running, and it's not like we've played a bunch of cupcakes. That it's going to be challenging for us.
And talking about conference play, it's always competitive with the GLIAC. It feels like anyone can win a game on any given day. So who's one of those opponents that you're kind of looking out for going into it? Obviously, Wayne State is always kind of judged as like one of the top teams for baseball, but who's one of those opponents?
I mean, you kind of touched on it. The league top to bottom is deep. Even if you go to last year and just go backwards in the standings, Parkside, even though their record was what it was, they had a really dangerous 1 through 5 hitters in their lineup to where they can create a lot of chaos. Purdue Northwest had some really impressive young arms, and then by the end of the year, due to injuries, they were starting a lot of freshmen in the lineup that could do some damage and could create offense. But your Davenport and Wayne State, they're obviously the teams that have done really well in recent years, and that's always a measuring stick for you. But then you have Grand Valley, who's got a new head coach, also another guy that I worked with in the past. And again, just like our non-conference schedule, there's no easy games there, and there's kind of prepares us for GLIACs, where there is no easy game. You have to show up and you have to be ready to play each day, or else you're going to end up taking the L that day.
All right, thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.